real time. In fact, this is a very interesting and a very amazing application which you have on your phones. You can, if you use it now, you can get to know a lot of things. As I mentioned in the beginning, you can find out who all are there, from which organizations, what kind of a profile, what do they do, and so on and so forth. So this is an application which I think will be of great use to all the delegates here this evening. So Apalak, the floor is yours. Prashant, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ibrahim. A very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Apalak Ghosh. I am the principal consultant with Cyber Media Research. I think Sai, when he was giving his presentation, kind of laid the foundation of today's discussion theme, which revolves around social, mobility, and IoT. So the panel today that we have here is a wonderful mix of people who are extensively using these technologies from an end user perspective and from a vendor perspective. So I'd now like to invite our panelists today. So our first panelist tonight is Mr. Pulkit Ahuja, founder and director, technology and operations at Unlocker. Pulkit has several milestones to his credit even before he turned an entrepreneur. Personified by a rare combination of business acumen with academic excellence, he has ridden the rungs of steady growth as a professional to build a solid work experience within a significantly short span of time. Strongly rooted to academic pursuit, he co-authored a book titled Risk Management in Basel, of which more than 50,000 copies have been sold till date. It has also been recommended as a course book for the subject of risk management in various universities across India. Pulkit, welcome. Our next panelist is Mr. Subroto K. Panda, CIO, Anand & Anand. Subroto has an illustrious career spanning over 15 years, successfully combining many challenging assignments and senior roles based in the EU, Gulf, and Africa. He attained his academic credentials in Masters of Science in Computers at the prestigious University of Halifax, United Kingdom. In his prior role, he was the head operations of IT infrastructure at Oilex, headquartered in Australia. Could we have Subroto with us? Our third panelist for today's discussion is Mr. Vincent Alton, founder Maish. Being the founder of Maish, Vincent is currently spending most of his time in business development. He also excels at identifying and executing strategies to get from point A to point B with efficacy and at figuring out the most appropriate distribution channels to move the needle on business objectives. Vincent loves the creative of marketing, the competitiveness of sales, and being the person to get it done. Vincent? Welcome. Please. And finally, we also have Mr. Sharad Arora, Chief Officer, Wireless Solutions, Tata Data Services Limited. Sharad, as head of the Wireless Solutions business at TTSL, provides a vision and direction to the company in overseeing the development, launch, and incubation of data and vast products and solutions that enable the emerging 3G, M-commerce, M-education, M-health, social networking, OTT, and M2M businesses for Tata Data Services. Sure. Pleasure. So, as I said, being an analyst, I have the good fortune of tracking a lot of new and upcoming emerging technologies. And that's where I principally do my work around. For the last couple of years, we've seen how enterprises have adopted technologies such as virtualization, cloud computing, BI, so on and so forth, right? So by the fag end of last year, we saw a new, course curriculum in terms of SMAC. How social, mobility, analytics, and cloud can really transform the way you do business. It's very interesting, the entire juggernaut getting changed into social, mobility, and IoT today, right? So you've been, as organizations yourself, you've been getting SMI implemented in your organizations and used it. And what is very interesting to see is, as I was speaking to Pulkit and Vincent and Subroto, what is interesting to see here is how SMI impacts your business probably might be very different from the other person. So the first round, I would like to get a feedback from you how SMI really has transformed the way you do business at your end. Starting from Pulkit. Yeah, please.
Hello. So I'm audible? So talking about how SMI has impacted our business as such, So I'll give you a real-time case study of Unlocker apps,
Sure.
which I am the founder of. So what we used to do is we had a target set of 200 people. We used to roll out changes, and we used to ask them how they find these changes. That was good, but then we started diversifying. We started approaching different markets, and those 200 people were not as good a diversified sample set as it would have been for say 2,000 people or our actual user size. So what we did was we marketed Unlocker's user group on Facebook as one of the prime most contact points for us.
Okay.
So we propagated that group. We send out information, invitation to our users to come in and join us in that group and emerge in or indulge in conversations.
Right.
That what they wanted to see in the app and what changes they liked, what updates they did not like. And that has been one of the most engaging platforms that Unlocker has given birth to.
Right.
So that's one of the examples that SMI or social per se has helped us.
Right. Shubhrato, I was speaking to you earlier, and yours is a law firm, and law firms essentially have a lot of data with them. And today, in today's world, we talk about BI, analytics, and so on and so forth. But you also have data typically in the physical format. How would a company like yours really use probably, say, mobility or IoT in the current context of things?
Well, I'll tell you a real case study, what happened and how we have come to a level where things are tracked in the real time. Since I represent a legal entity where files are carried to the court whenever there is a hearing which is coming up, or when there will be a hearing which will come up, and we stake it in our own file storage system. But how to bring out when a lawyer needs a particular file? We have got huge files. It ranges up to, since it's a very old law firm, it's a 90-year-old law firm, we have got files to the size of around 80 lakhs files.
Oh my God.
It's a 90-year-old company. So you can imagine we have got file rooms bigger than this in size, up to 8 rooms. How to bring out those files? Then I started how I can use RFID tag it, and then locate it, and how fast it can reach. We integrated two things. One, RFID, and how we integrated it into the mobile app. We created an app of our own. Since I am a programmer and I am a coder also,
Right.
I started it. It's very easy when you yourself are a programmer to visualize something and bring that belief which you have got into the perspective of the company. Then only the company will believe in you. So I made an application, small application on a pilot basis, and I showed it to my management. Then of course we brought in the RFID scanner and all those things and implemented in a full scale. First we built that application. All the files were tagged with a RFID tag. And then whenever a lawyer used to ask for a file, he used to know exactly after how many minutes he will get that file. And we have geo-tagged it so that if a file goes beyond this location, then there is a beep in the system, whoever who has handed over the file. Because the file cannot go by itself. Somebody is going. Either our office people is taking the file. So his mobile is also tabbed so that the file RFID only works as a small connection between the mobile app, so that the file is tracked in the real time.
So we know for sure when the first poll went up live, I think some gentleman asked, how come IoT has 33.3%? So I'm sure Shubhrato was one of them who raised his hand and flagged this issue. Great. Thanks a lot. Vincent, you have a very interesting organization here, completely new into this. And you yourself, in the way I see your organization, strong, very strongly embedded from a social platform.
We are a
connected.
review network.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Connected from a mobility standpoint.
Right.
How do you see this actually helping your organization? We'll come to the customers later.
Well, let me answer in a different way. Just how SMI technologies have completely disrupted not only my life, but my company has become dependent on these technologies. I'll just walk you through my day.
Please.
I walk out of of business case, social and mobile, have made our company transparent, organized, have given customers accessibility to us. For my small sales team, we use Salesforce, which gives us transparency amongst the sales staff.
Right.
We can collaborate, which is extremely important on achieving sales results with moving the needle forward on acquiring customers. In terms of Myash, the app, it is a consumer-facing product. So we reach out to potential new customers on other social networks.
Okay.
So we use Facebook and we use Twitter mainly. And we can get real-time feedback instantaneously.
Right.
And that's huge. I wasn't around 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
So use cases like that, definitely are why SM technologies are imperative to our organization. Myash is hosted we're based in the cloud so that we can scale quickly.
Right.
And all these things accumulate to why the importance of SMI technologies today for business, especially business in the nature of Myash, which is a social review network.
Right. Thanks. Sharad, I'll take the last piece from you because you being in the technology space for a while now, and as I read out, you've been the forefront in deploying a lot of technology solutions. In the core of it all, when we talk about TTSL, we have mobility as a very strong core competency area. That's right. But somewhere, as we see, there are always these interconnected dotted lines when we talk about social mobility, Internet of Things. Going forward, both from a TTSL perspective and from a consumer standpoint, how do you see all of these three emerging?